Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. Today, give me a little bit different video. No cards will be shown in this video, so if that's your thing, then might as well click off. But I am going to talk through some things that I'm dealing with and going through and thinking about and contemplating. It's a lot of different words to say the same thing, but I hope through this video that people can empathize, sympathize, understand, relate to what I'm about to say. There are so many different ways to enjoy this hobby. And one of them is acquiring new stuff for your collection. That joy of the hunt is real. And it certainly is for me. Everything that I'm going to tell you today is my perspective, how it affects me personally, the way I view things and do things. Doesn't necessarily apply to everyone else. All too often on my channel, people have misconstrued or misunderstood things that I've put out there. So I'm going to try to be very careful with my words and the way I talk about this. But the main disclaimer is this is how Mike feels in November 2021. Subject to change. But let me put out there what's kind of going on. And then I've already talked about this a little bit I've talked about this a lot with a lot of people privately, and I'm kind of putting it out there now. And I wasn't going to do a video on this, quite frankly, because I'm not a huge fan of people saying I'm doing this or doing that, taking a break, do blah, 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 whatever that might look like for each person. Because I'm kind of like, if you're going to take a break, just take a break. You don't need to announce it to the world. And so, but I think it's important the reasons that things are going the way they are for me. None of this is bad, by the way. Like I'm acting like the world's ending or something, or I'm getting out of the hobby. That's not happening. Like, let's just be clear and get that out there right now. But I am going through a little bit of life transition where I'm going to probably disclose more than you care to know. But I think the more you know, the more you can understand or see the whole picture. A lot of times we only get partial pictures of things and jump to conclusions and make assumptions, and that's not ever a good thing. But Julie and I, my wife Julie, is we've made some decisions, and our life right now, we have 2 kids in college, 2 mortgages, here in the ranch, and then truck payments, and we all have life that we have to live. We all have financial responsibilities outside of the hobby. And my wife is in public education. It's just taken a toll on her, and she needs to take a break from working for a while. How long that looks like, we don't know. But come May, when her contract is up for this school year, we've made a decision that she's going to stop working. And because of that, her income is not, it's great to have, right? For us to live our life, it's not completely necessary, but it is wonderful to have whenever you have disposable income and the ability to do some things that you love to do in life beyond just, again, beyond sports cards, being able to take vacations and do things for your family and all this stuff. Those are all great, wonderful things. But when she quits working, that's going to severely impact our ability to do those things and our cash flow. And no matter how much money you make, if more goes out than comes in, that's a problem. And you have to really be on top of what your cash flow situation looks like. Everybody does. And so looking at that going forward, if we got a 6-month, period now between now and May where, okay, if we make this decision for then, what can we do now to better prepare ourselves for when that comes? And one is, or several are maybe, knocking out this house payment, like paying this house off, which I'm down to where that's feasible over the next 6 months. Getting Julie's truck paid off so that we don't have that outgoing payment. Those types of things. And when you add all these up, it becomes like, whoa, that's a pretty healthy monthly amount that we are now saving and not having to fork out without Julie's income. And so I'll still have two kids in college come May. I got about another year and a half or so of college expenses, which is not insignificant. And none of this is woe is me, by the way. I'm blessed beyond what I deserve. So it's just, you still have to put the pieces of the puzzle together and you still have to make it work. All of us do. And so that decision is, well, I need to put a hiatus on buying cards for the next 6 months, really attack paying these things off that we've talked about, and put us in a really great position come May to move forward, no matter what Julie decides with her career going forward. And so that's what I've decided to do is I made a commitment to her. And I've said this before in videos, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, well, you've said this and then you buy stuff. And the truth is, like, this is a little more serious. I don't know if that's the right word, but definitely something I seriously need to commit to, because we have some other goals in life that we need to achieve. And that doesn't happen if I continue to buy sports cards, even at a small level. I'm kind of the all in guy. This is just my personality. We'll cut back, just by a little bit. I have a really hard time with that, truth be told. I have a really hard time looking on eBay and, oh, that's a good deal, or that's great, or I want that. And it ends up spiraling out of control. So that's the whole just cold turkey, don't do anything, don't even look on eBay. And I haven't. We made this decision a little over a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And so it's not been that tough, honestly. I'm not a big deal, quite frankly, because and here, there's some realizations that I've come to that I'm going to share here in a second of the other side of this that is awesome. But as I finish this thought that, yeah, we're going to do that, really attack this stuff, be able to take, while she has this income, kind of make hay while the sun shines, and plow through all this stuff and be in a really good place come May 2022. I mentioned I'm not getting out of the hobby, 100% not. And to that point, it is, well, what can that look like? All of it. I've been collecting for 40 years. I've always had periods, especially as a young adult, where I just didn't have the finances to be able to buy stuff all the time. And so you can still be involved in the hobby and not necessarily be acquiring new things. And that can look a whole lot of ways. I've made so many great friends in the hobby through YouTube and shows and whatnot. I still talk to those guys. I'm still going to be talking to those guys all the time. I'm still going to be making YouTube content all the time. It just will be different. It won't be pickup videos. It'll be, oh my gosh, I've been blessed to accumulate this fantastic collection of stuff, and I could literally not buy anything ever again and have plenty of stuff to show and talk about and tell stories and history of the game lessons and all these different things that I could do content for in perpetuity, if truth be told. So that doesn't have to stop. I can still enjoy the hobby in so many different ways, watching other content, enjoying what other people are picking up, talking to my friends, all of these things. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to be on Bench Clear doing stuff. I was on last night with Dustin, Personal Finance Dad, on his channel on a live stream talking about the hobby. You can be involved in the hobby. I plan on, shouldn't say you. I plan on being still very much involved in the hobby during this hiatus, however long that lasts. The idea is through May, but who knows? We're going to just kind of take a wait and see attitude on how things look come then. But yeah, I'm going to do showcases, and I plan on doing another series where I just kind of rummage through the beast behind me and pull out a drawer and just talk about cards and look at stuff and enjoy what we have. And there's a lot of people that do videos about this, enjoying what you have. And that's just a good reminder for all of us to savor what we've been able to accumulate in whatever our collection looks like. It doesn't matter what you have or how it looks, but it's kind of this enjoying the hobby no matter what. No matter what life throws at you, you can still enjoy the hobby. It can be a source of relief, a source of just relaxation and enjoyment for sure. And yeah, I'm still going to do Golden Age of Cardboard podcasts. I got plenty to talk about. If in fact, those are never talking about acquisition of new cards. Those episodes are just talking about the history of the hobby and all that, history of sports cards. So all that stuff can continue whether I'm buying new stuff or not. So don't know what else to tell you. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you have them, put them down below in the comment section. I don't, again, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for kudos necessarily, great decision, whatever. Everybody's got to make their own decisions. I've made this no matter what people think about it, good or bad. It's just something that we feel like we need to do right now, and so be it. Oh, you can't do it or whatever. Yeah, well, let's just see. I think I can. And yeah, that's what's going on. So again, ask questions if you have them. Happy to answer them. Hope everybody has a great day, great evening, whenever you're watching this. Have a good one. And no matter how the hobby looks for you, keep collecting.